that one, because I think that's a good topic, and I definitely want to hear y'all opinions on that. Welcome to another episode of Open Field. We got a special guest in the building. Y'all know him from the panel, Domo. Welcome to Open Field. I appreciate you coming up to talk about your Dolphins. We got a slew of topics today. Bama's gonna come in, so I definitely want to wait for him to get here before they start to push the Dolphins agenda. Let me get this banner going. Let me shout out to our GOAT members: Terry, IDWC, Avion, Plumber, Cobra, Son of Raditz. If you want to be a part of the Players Choice community, all the information you need is in the description below. And with that being said, we got some of the usual suspects, obviously. Early with the crazy debut this week. Grant is in the building, and Shonen, aka Riddell. Obviously, you know them. But to set the tone for the show early, obviously, I want to talk about something that I saw recently. We talked about earlier in a previous show that the USFL and the XFL have planned to create a merger, which will create a bigger league and obviously create more opportunities for athletes. The Rock, who is the commissioner of the league and one of the owners of the league, he came out and said that they actually spoke to Colin Kaepernick about him potentially being in the league. And the only reason to bring up Colin Kaepernick is obviously his name has been in media, especially with the situation that happened with the Jets with the loss of Aaron Rodgers. But my question to you guys is Colin Kaepernick does Colin Kaepernick really care about playing football again, or do you think he cares more about his relevance? And anybody can take the floor.
I'll start. With Colin Kaepernick, we have to understand, looking back at his past and the things he said and the things he's done. Don't get me wrong. At the time when he was playing with the 49ers, he was a very good quarterback. But when you look at what he said and the things that he has done in the past few years, and now you look now in the past few weeks with the reports that have come out, him calling the NFL basically it was slavery, and that the NFL owners, that it was like a plantation, and then he said all this stuff, and then he couldn't get a team to go back on because no one wanted to pick him up, and then he ended up finding out that he was writing a letter begging basically to get back to going on the Jets practice squad. So with Colin, I can't tell because I don't know if he's genuinely trying to get into another position to play at quarterback. Then I'm completely fine with it. But I don't really know, because with Colin, we could see it in one way, and then sometimes there's smoke and mirrors, and you can't tell if there's an underlying reason for it. So I don't really know, because I can't. What Colin's history has shown me that he can be saying one thing but then doing another. So if there were disagreements involved, I think there were more underlying reasons that we just don't know about yet. Because from what I've read, I would assume that... No, I'm not going to assume because I don't know. So I think with it, if there was a disagreement, if it was something like that they couldn't come to agreement on, is fine. But I feel like it's something more deep than that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Cap for recently, it just seems like he wants to be a star, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like everything he does, everything that Grant mentioned, it's kind of like backwards when you say all this stuff, but keep on trying to go back to the league and got all the money you got from the settlement, of course. And then at the same time, you have the XFL actively trying to reach out to you. They, bro, come on, play football. Let's see what you got. Let's see who you are. But Cap's like, nah. But maybe if you pay me a whole bunch of money, I'll do it. But nah. So in reality, the whole practice squad thing, I don't even buy. I think he thinks to himself personally, and this is just me speculating, that if I get on the practice squad, I'm going to make enough noise for them to have to start me over Zach Wilson. They're going to have to start me. So that's what I think that his true intentions were. So yeah, I'm just thinking Cap just wants to be in the limelight right now.
For me, I totally believe that one, Cap wasn't that good of a quarterback. I always thought he had a terrible throwing motion. I think he just surprised people with his mobility and things of that nature. And once team got a chance to really game plan on him, he wasn't as good. If I'm Cap's publicist or manager, whatever you want to call it, if I'm going to the XFL, I don't care what you pay me because I know I can be seen over there, and that'll show teams that I can still throw. It's some pros, some ex-pros over there in the XFL, and So if I'm Cap and I really wanted to play, that's what I would do. But I think what Cap is, I think most players that play football, that's their whole life. They've been doing it since they was kids. So most players who retire plan years before. You hear players say, I knew 3 years before I retired I was going to retire, so I planned my game plan. But when you get out the league as abruptly as Cap did, he didn't plan for it. So now I think he's in his retirement for the last couple of years, and he ain't got nothing to do because he didn't plan for this to happen. So he's trying to find something to do, and the only thing he knows is football because his mind hasn't grasped that second life after football yet because he was. In his mind, I was blackballed in my prime. So I think he don't want to play for the XFL because he just want to be seen on the NFL field, or on the NFL sideline. But if you really can ball, you're gonna get on anything that's light or gonna show what you can do, you're gonna do it because it can get you on at least a second string, third string. You know how the NFL is. Somebody get hurt. Next thing you know, the whole story's turning. Same thing happened to Michael Vick. Michael Vick was out of prison, playing behind Kevin Cobb. Kevin Cobb got hurt. Michael Vick became the star of the Eagles for like 2 or 3 years. So if you really wanted to do it, you would do that. That's how I feel.
I think at this point, it's very fair to start to question whether Colin Kaepernick really loves the game of football and wants to play that, or whether he really loves the limelight and the attention that he was receiving. I think at the start, when I first read the letter, I was like, all right, maybe this guy really missed the game. He's been out of the league for a couple of years. He really wants to go back. But then you start looking at, all right, he's had offers from the XFL. He could have went to the CFL. He could have went to a lot of these other situations where he still got to play football, still do what he loves, maybe with just less attention. Versus now, he seems very committed to joining the NFL. So I don't know if it's a money thing, if it's an attention thing, maybe a book's coming out. He wants a little bit of the attention on him for that to sell. It just seems like now I'm starting to ask questions like that when before I was just like, all right, maybe he just really wants to be a football player. Well, now I'm like, okay, maybe he wants the attention of an NFL.
Domo, what are your thoughts?
I was going to say,
go after Tyson.
I was about to say, I'll be quick. I genuinely don't think that this is a case of him still wanting to play football. He just wants to be in the NFL. And I don't even think he wants to play in the NFL. I think he just wants to be in the NFL. I don't want to just sit here and be an echo chamber from what Jalen said. But, yeah, he's not – this isn't about playing football. If he wanted to play football – like everyone said, he would go somewhere to play football. There's plenty of ex-pros. I see Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon is a perfect example of somebody who wants to play football. He's in the XFL, USFL, CFL, wherever it is. Wherever he can play football, everywhere. He's going to go play football still because he loves the game. Johnny Manziel is still playing football for that league that was letting the fans
fan control league. Yeah.
Like that's guys that want to play football. You take the opportunity to give it. He's obviously not a guy that wants to play football. He just wants to be in the NFL for whatever reason it is, whether it's he believes he's an NFL player, he wants to sell a book, he wants to give a speech, whatever it is, he wants to be in the NFL, and it's not for football.
I agree. Go ahead, Tyson.
I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like them other guys you naming had they chance to play in the NFL, and Josh Gordon, was a great receiver in his time, right? But through all the suspension, his prime passed him up. With Kaepernick, we don't know what he really is at this point as a quarterback. I think he thinks that he deserves to be in the NFL. I think he thinks that he deserves to still play in the NFL, and it's better than a lot of quarterbacks we see playing on Sundays. So at that point, if I feel like I'm in NFL caliber as a quarterback, why would I go play in these other leagues when the reason I feel I'm not in the NFL is only because of narratives and these things? It's not because I'm not good enough like a Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel is not good enough to play in the NFL. Gordon at this point is not good enough to play in the NFL. So they love football, so they want to go play somewhere else. I'm not mad at that. But Colin Kaepernick generally feels that he's good enough to play in the NFL, and the only reason he's not in the NFL, like I said, is because of narratives. So he writes this letter, pens this letter, and says, I'll take a practice squad shot. I just want to be on the field and be able to prove myself in the NFL because I believe I'm in NFL caliber. So to say those other things, you guys might be right. I'm not saying you're not right, but I wouldn't just assume that just because he wants to play in the NFL, doesn't want to play XFL, CFL, et cetera, et cetera. So, that's my perspective on it.
Go ahead, Meek.
Do we all not think Cap could be somebody's backup right now?
No.
He's
No.
35 right now.
We don't think he could be a competent backup quarterback right now?
No.
I thought he was trash the last time he was in the
That team was trash. That team was trash.
The best
He
season,
was trash too.
the most
crazy.
yards
Y'all
he
forget
threw
last couple
in his.
seasons, he wasn't that good.
Do you
Yeah,
think
I
he could
think-
be a backup in the league right now, Meek?
Yes, absolutely.
Give me some
I
teams
do-
you think
I
he's
do
gonna
as
be a
well.
backup for. I'm being honest. I'm really just asking because I'm curious. I really want
Give me Cap over Mac Jones right now.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh my!
Give me
Why?
Cap
I'm
over
not mad
Mac
at
Jones
you.
right
Jones
now.
is
not going that
bad.
far. I'm not going
Mac
that
Jones
far.
Mac Jones has been horrible, so I'm not mad
Give
at
me
that.
him
Go
over
ahead.
Mac Jones.
I'm not
right
going
now.
that far. But he's better than a lot of
Bailey
backups,
fucking
in my opinion. Go ahead, brother.
Bailey fucking Zape.
Zappy.
Bailey Zape.
Bro, Colin Kaepernick had one good season in the NFL, and he had
It
one
doesn't matter.
average, and that was
The
it.
most,
He had
I think,
one.
the most yards he ever in a single season was 3,000 yards. Like it was like 3,300 yards in a single.
look at
was the
that.
most
3,300
he ever
Bro,
yards.
7 years out of
That was
the
and that
NFL
was in
better than Mac
24. That was
Jones?
10 years ago. I think. I think it was in
The most,
2014.
Can't
the most
forget he was
touchdowns
killing
he's ever
people
thrown
with
was
his legs,
21.
too.
The most touchdowns he ever thrown was 21s. The most
You
rush
can't
yards
forget he
ever
was
had
killing
here.
people with his legs too.
There's a lot of quarterbacks throwing less than
I mean,
21. There's a lot of starting quarterbacks throwing less than 21
I'll
touchdowns
say
right
this.
now.
I'll definitely
Look at
say
the
this. He's better
defense.
than a Nathan Peterman who's out there on a roster spot. There's a lot of quarterbacks who are the third string, fourth string, practice squad, who definitely to sit here and act like Colin's not better than some of those guys. I mean, I think that's a bit
But how do we
disingenuous.
know that?
Man, Colin
I mean,
Kaepernick
Nathan
James
Peterman
Jones.
is god awful, and he's still occupying roster spots. That's just a fact.
I'm
But we
just-
haven't seen Cap
I'm
play
just
for
saying.
7
I'm just
years,
saying
bro.
they're all
Take up
average.
somebody's- He could
But
take
what is that really
somebody's
saying,
roster
though?
spot.
He hasn't
That's
been
not
in the
saying anything,
league.
Damo. It doesn't say anything.
I'm
He hasn't
just
been
saying,
in the.
looking
I'm
at-
sorry.
I'm my fault, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just
No,
looking
no,
at
you
what I'm just looking at what Cap did his very last year in the NFL. And his numbers, he played 12 games. And I looked for a quarterback in recent memory that's starting that played 12 games. And you know who I came up with? Because I'm thinking of mid quarterbacks. You know, I pulled
Yeah.
up Ryan Tannehill last year. Played 12 games last year. And I'm like, let me compare Ryan Tannehill and Colin Kaepernick's last year. Tannehill last year, who's mid? Tannehill last year. Tannehill's numbers blow Kaepernick out the water in 12 game sample size. And that
That's
was
true.
in
What are we
26
doing, bro?
Yeah,
We're not
I
talking
have no
about run
idea.
game. We're not talking about
Hold on.
offensive line.
That was
We're
in-
not talking about
hold
none
on,
of that.
hold on.
He
That
didn't
was
run
in
that much.
2016. And we're talking about now in 2023, Colin Kaepernick's abilities as a backup quarterback. If the conversation is should he be in the NFL? Yes. I'm pretty sure there is a
That's
team
all I
where
want.
he can.
That's all I want.
I absolutely do agree that there should
Okay.
be a team
That's all I
that
want.
has him as third string.
Let me
Same
follow
with
up
Cam
after
Newton,
this.
I guess. I mean, yes, third string, second string guys that aren't going to play cool. But if we're talking about guys that are actually going to receive snaps, that's actually going to be on the field,
On the field.
Kaepernick don't deserve. He doesn't deserve to be on the field. And B, I highly doubt now he's good enough because he was barely good enough when he was actually playing.
I'm about to
Guys,
follow up early. I ain't
His
go
last
yet. I'm about
couple
to go.
years.
That's
His last
crazy.
couple years.
That's crazy.
So actually, this is my whole thing with the Colin Kaepernick thing. Obviously, if you're gonna bring Colin Kaepernick is to actually come out there and play, then you might as well call him. He's way better than Colin Kaepernick right now. Cam Newton better than to me. Cam Newton better than a lot of backups in this league right
Cooking, J. Rob.
I agree there.
now. No, that's a fact.
I
If you
agree with
don't-
that. I agree with that.
right now. If you don't think Cam Newton can play football,
That's
right
a whole
now,
other topic, J.
He
Rob.
could.
yeah, that is a whole nother topic. But I do want to say this about the Colin Kaepernick thing, and this is how I look. I'm looking past the part of if he can play or not. And this might be, I might have too much pride as a man. This could be that too. But I got divorced. I settled on a divorce. I gave her $10 million in the settlement. I'm not writing letters with the boombox with roses like,
Doing like the
baby, I
like
miss
80
you.
sitcoms.
Yeah, like baby, I miss you. Because this is my thing about it is like, yo, you sued the league. They settled. You got paid $10 million and that's up front.
10
Like,
million. He got like 30.
Hey,
no,
I
he
thought
got- they
J.
got
Rob
10
was.
million. They
I
disclosed.
thought J. Rob was serious. I'm like, you got bread like that, J. Rob?
No. I wish.
Damn, J-Rob,
I
hey.
wish.
Like,
Don't
damn.
break his heart, ladies.
Someday
Ladies, don't break his
soon.
heart. He'll
Don't
fight.
worry, Tyson. Someday
already
soon,
is crazy.
before 35, I will for sure.
That's facts. Good luck with it.
But I'm looking at this situation. I'm like, Colin, like,
So it
why
was
would
10
you
for sure,
expect?
J.
Why
Rob?
would you expect the employer that you settled with to just automatically be so gung-ho to bring you back in to play football. And this is my thing. Let's just say for the sake of arguing, you really did want to go back to the NFL, which I still don't understand because you literally said this league is racist and all of these things. And obviously, your plight at the time, your plight, great plight. I'm not even against what your cause is. I just believe to me, I'm stand for something, fall for anything. And I feel like him going back to the league and wanting to play back in the league and in my heart, in some ways, goes against like you going against what you're trying to stand for, what you said about this league as a whole. But let's just say, let's look past that and say you wanted to play NFL football. The fact that you didn't try to go play in Canada, no indoor football leagues, you didn't. There's the USFL, there's the XFL. You have all of these opportunities to go showcase yourself because at the end of the day, a business like the NFL, they'll look past their grievances or your past if they think you could help them win football games. And you've had multiple opportunities to show that you can help them win football games. I mean, look at the NFL. People who have been abusing people who have had all types of crazy scandals are still getting opportunities in the NFL. And so because of that, I know the NFL will look past your nonsense or look past your past or they blackballed you if they think you can play. And so the fact that The Rock came up to you and pretty much said, yo, you could be the face of this whole league. You could probably, let's be honest, we'll be able to, you can pick your team. We'll let you get first dibs on top players. And all you would have had a perfect situation to go showcase what you're capable of doing. And the dispute was about the salary. And so that's where my thing is. If you've made so much money, remember, y'all, Nike did a full campaign behind him. Netflix gave him a whole entire docu on his experience.
Nike
as a like he has. So if you're getting those type of opportunities, I know, and I'm not counting nobody's pockets, but I think anybody can infer that you have a certain level of wealth that if you really want to play football, I don't think the salary that this team is giving you would matter. And so with that being said, I feel like there's a sense of disingenuousness about it. And so I still can't fully get behind this Colin Kaepernick return to the NFL thing because I feel like in some ways, like to me, I'm very big on if you stand for something, you got to stand on it, bro. You can't come back now and now I want to get into the league. Like you went for it, bro. You took that thing all the way to the max, and which we respect the hell out of because now they got end racism in the back of the NFL end zone. And I don't think we get to this point if this wasn't because of the impact you had. I want to give you as much credit for that, but also there's just some things now that I'm like, bro, it just kind of looks wacky. Go ahead, Early.
So I think for one, if you don't want to, two things. If you don't want to be in, like, if you ain't worried about starting, he ain't good enough to start, period. So you're gonna be a second string or third string. So if I'm an NFL team, it's gonna be Taylor Swift. It's gonna be every time the camera pan. Let's go look at what Cap is doing. Oh, Cap eating food this time. Oh, Cap talking to the coach. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. Every time the camera pan, to go see what Cap doing. On top of that, if I'm Cap, and again, if I really want to play, once the CFL called, I done made my money. I don't really care what y'all paying me.
Right.
I know I'm about to be like what Messi just did when he went to
Well,
like
it won't be that big. It won't be that big.
That's not a good example. That's not a good example, gang. They're giving Messi jersey revenue. They're giving him TV revenue. He gets the revenue from people who sign up for Apple TV to watch his games. Adidas is giving him a cut of every jersey sale. It is a lot different. It's a lot different, brother.
Think about this though, J-Rob.
Messi's still good.
If I'm the CFL, the XFL, I'm trying to build something, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Cap is there, people are watching every game he plays.
I
might not watch no other CFL game. I'm watching every single game he plays. So say Cap do 2 years for the CFL. If the numbers look good the first year, you think they're gonna come and bring him the bag the second year? Hey, Cap, look, if you're gonna do one more year with us, now we're gonna really tune it up for you. We're gonna really make it real good for you.
Put you on our commercials. We'll put you on our commercials. Our CFL.
That's what I'm saying, dog.
Yeah.
Because you're the face of the CFL for the XFL at least for 2 or 3 years. Then if you're good enough, you come back to the NFL. But you're gonna run that. You're gonna be the Tom Brady of that league. And if you're good enough, the NFL can call your phone.
Yeah, I just feel like you could have gave yourself like who said he's 35, right?
Yeah, I said he's 35.
You have no film. You have no film. Nobody
hasn't played in the league in almost
and how long? And the game is completely. The game has changed from when you were playing 7 years ago. The game is different now. Like
I was gonna say that.
There's so many things that like you have to kind of get into the swing of, and the fact that you have no film is beyond me. So I do think it's a bit disingenuous. So I want to move on to this next topic since we're just talking about specific players. Evan Neal. Evan Neal came out and put out a big piece talking about how the fans who have criticized him about his inability to block, might I ask, Seahawks almost broke the sack record. He is giving up a massive amount of pressures per game. He's been one of the lowest graded left tackles in all of football. Evan Neal comes out and said that to the fans, right tackle was one of the worst right tackles in all of football. And the story came out that he pretty much said the fans are out here flipping burgers and hot dogs, and why should I, a lion, care about the opinions of sheep? And so my question
damn,
to y'all is,
that's like Ibrahimovic shit right there.
My question to you guys is, was this a good move or bad move by Evan Neal? Do you agree or disagree? Anybody can start it off.
Before anybody answers, I do want to say that
actually you should go ahead because you're a Giants fan. We got a Giants fan right here.
Before anybody because that's a wild thing to say. Evan Neal did come back and apologize for saying that. So I will say that. I'm just saying he did come back.
Stand on it.
But he didn't. He said I took it back.
I messed up.
He apologized for saying it. So was it a crazy thing to say? Yes, it was a crazy thing to say, especially when you're playing terribly, especially when you were a high pick. Like, yes, like your performance is your performance. Fans are gonna rage, but you've been playing bad, and the Giants O-line's been bad, and the Giants have been bad. But he did come to apologize. So I just want to
just have to say all that.
Go ahead, Meek. Actually, you go next as the other Giants fan in the building.
You've
been going through a lot these last few days. I mean, the last few episodes of Player's Choice have been literally Daniel Jones feud. So go ahead, brother.
That man, he shouldn't even be getting interviews right now. Like, he should be on the field watching film. I ain't got nothing to say, bro. That shit is nasty, bro.
I'll say like this. Okay. Before that letter came out, I did not know who Evan Neal was. I did not know who Evan Neal was. I did not know. Let's be real. I'm not really focusing on the Giants like that, looking at all their details. You know their main guy. He's not even.
You didn't watch Alabama?
All right. I mean, not like that. No, I watched USC.
Oh, he was good at Alabama when he was.
That's fine. Okay, but yeah, you guys are big college. That's fine. I guarantee you, most people do not know who Evan Neal was.
Right.
I guarantee you, most people don't know who Evan Neal was.
I agree to that.
That's 100%.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I agree.
Yeah. So when you're that type of player who no one really knows, and you're the guy complaining about fans, they're gonna come back right at you. You know, it makes no sense. Like I said, he's playing badly too. If he was playing well, then he might have a point. But he's playing poor. You're not really that guy. You know, if Saquon Barkley came out and said something, you're like, okay, you know, I think that can hold a little more weight or whatever it is. But if you're playing that bad, no one knows you. Don't be a distraction to the team or that situation. Go out there, play better, get better. And he's lucky he's young, because if he was 26, 27, you know, he's a couple years into the league and still bad, and now he does this, he's looking at getting cut. If you're playing this bad, you've been in the league for a few years, and you got this extra attention on you, the league, like you said, depending on how good you are, is how lenient the league is, the teams are, on what you do with the extracurricular stuff. If it was amazing, it's cool. But when you're bad, playing bad, yeah, he can get cut.
I would say it like this.
Go ahead, Domo.
I'm gonna be real quick. I promise you. I love it. Not gonna lie. Hey man, listen. I'm all for pros drawing that line in the sand. Like, listen. At the end of the day, y'all are fans. This is my damn job. Whether I'm doing it good, doing it bad, y'all sitting out there at tailgates cussing me out. I really don't care. Y'all people don't know what you want. So I'm all for. I loved it. The moment you said he walked it back, lost respect for him. on business.
On business. One man army, man.
Came out there with y'all are sheep on his shirt at the next game.
That was
down. Because he starts playing good, this looks like a motivative thing, and it's a big story. Now, you know, walked it back, you're going to give up 3 sacks, and fans going to start throwing burgers at you.
Fact.
Right.
They're going to have burger buzz at the game. Go ahead,
I forgot the Major League softball. I want to say it was the Mets. It was Lindor, I think. Like, and they, you know, it was on him. They booing him. He hit a home run. He running around the bases, and he started flipping off the field. Like, fuck y'all, man. Y'all was, y'all was riding with me. Y'all was booing me. Oh, man, fuck y'all, bro. So I understand what the brother's going through, man. It's harder when you out there getting booed. They on your helmet. And, you know, he said something out of anger and whatever. It wasn't a good thing to say. But, I understand, man. It's tough out there when you the brunt of everybody's jokes. When you know what I'm saying, you trash, you this, you that. Like, hey, man, I'm gonna get in here and grind. I'm gonna fuck what y'all saying. I'm gonna get better, but don't be with me then. You ain't with me now. Don't be with me then. F y'all. I understand what the brother's
Been
going
grinding
through.
for 2 years.
Go ahead, early.
I think, look, this is honest to God truth. A lot of players, man, when you rooting for them and you on their side, it's just like fans, they love you, they love your compliments and all that other stuff. But I look at it like this: that's any athlete. At the end of the day, dog, y'all get paid to play sports, millions and millions of dollars, dog. Like the sheep stuff, it bothers me only because it's like we the sheep, but you don't eat without us. Like if we don't want to watch, like COVID showed you, like that, it can all go away, dog, and it can all go away, and it can just be nothing left. It can all go away. No sports, no nothing. So in my mind, it's like, dog, at the end of the day, it's like, yo, you get paid so much money to do something like this. You get paid more than doctors, teachers, lawyers, like people. A doctor can save your life. A football player can't save my life unless he got a doctor's degree. But for the most part, it's like you get paid to play ball. So it's like you get upset about things. It's like, man, it's not that can really be upset me if I'm making millions of dollars doing what I love. Like, if you suck, you suck. If you play better, we love you. When you suck, we root against you. That's the truth. Like, period. I hear Domo call Darvaham, terrorist.
Stop. He's not. We're going to the chip this year, bro. We're going to the chip.
But if you win a chip, I promise you, we're gonna love you.
I'm rocking with Darvin. Go ahead. Go ahead, Grant.
The thing is, I agree with both sides of it because I think the biggest problem with people in sports these days is if you have bad games and you're playing like crud, they turn on you and they start talking trash and they're disappointed, which I can understand. But we also have to understand that these are human beings, that they're putting in a lot of work there in the off season and in the preseason and in the season to perform at the level. Like, even though we have to understand some of these guys are top athletes in what they're doing. And that people who are sitting there talking trash don't even know what they're talking about. Because at the end of the day, it's like I agree with Domo. He got tired of listening to people running their mouth and wanting to say all this stuff. So he said, shut up, sit. He says, shut up, sit down. This is this is my job. If you think you can do better, get on the field. If not, shut up. But he had to walk it back because it would have become that Giants. They had the Giants just have to sit there and do damage control after what he said. But at the end of the day, it's just, I agree with what he's saying. But, bro, if y'all are 0-4 in a season like this, bro, I don't think you got room to be saying nothing.
1-3.
Why do you keep All right, let me go then, Random. You could chime in now.
Okay, go ahead.
I've been itching to get in on this one. I've been itching to get in on this one, bro. I ain't going front. So I gotta say this. Like, I really did not like his comments. And bro, like, look, I understand they get paid millions of dollars, so like, why do you care what the fans say? But at the same time, bro, playing like garbage, hot garbage. And also, I'm a New York sports fan. The Jets, I rock with the Knicks. I mean, the Yankees. Like, I'm a part of this toxic fan base of people. Like, we are very much when we like you, we love you. When we like you, we love you. But if you are performing under expectation, we are definitely very critical. We're not gonna Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay, pat you on the back for your shortcomings. We're gonna tell you about it. That's just how the space is. But at the end of the day, we are loyal to them teams. Evan Neal, to me, fellas, is a cornball move. It's a cornball move. For one reason, first things first. I don't know if y'all know this, but he was the 6th overall draft pick in his class. Number 1, first round, pick 6. So there was an expectation of what this kid was going to be. 2, over the last 3 or 4 weeks, it has looked like you are out there not even trying to block.
Thank you.
You have a team last week that has a C+ level D line at best, almost break the NFL sack record on you as a team, which is ridiculous. 3, I understand that people are just fans to some athletes, and this is coming from a former Division I athlete. I remember I used to get mad at fans when they used to act like they didn't know what they're talking about. But listen, UConn, we're going out there getting blown out 70-20. I'd be mad too if I'm a fan of this debacle. It's embarrassing. So I'm not mad at the same time. I can't be mad at the fans for being mad. They paying tickets to the game. They paying egregious amount of money for parking. Some of these fans are buying a box every season. Some of these fans are season ticket holders. Some of these fans are showing up to all these fan club, all these extracurricular things that inquire with the team that the team profits off of. So the fans, like for example, Fireman Ed for the Jets, he's a staple to the Jets community. He's as big to the fan base as the team is. I understand there are players for the Jets that Jets fans are not going to remember, but they're going to remember Fireman Ed's impact on the Jets as a fan. So these fans, they may just be fans, but they do pay for your salaries. They do show up every week. That's why I wasn't mad at that fan that said, Robert Saleh, what the Zach Wilson, what the these tickets ain't cheap. These tickets not cheap, but a ticket to a Jets or a Giants game is not cheap, even if they whack because of the market. Even when they suck because of the market. So it's like, Evan, your criticism is warranted. You got a doctor up there who listen, bro. If he don't do his job, somebody die. If the fireman don't do his job, somebody get smoke inhalation. If the engineer, the architect of the house don't do his job, you get leaky windows. The house you don't have insulation. It get cold during the winter. So everybody got a job to do. And my only thing is, I understand these professional athletes be professionals, but you ain't better than somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, in retrospect, listen to me, Domo. I know like he got to stand on business, which he should have, but also his job is just to block, bro. And I know it's easier said than done, because if somebody told me, yo, John, you play corner, you just got to guard. Yeah, I know I just got to defend. And I could say, well, you never played corner. You never been to cover two. You don't know what I got to look at. But, hey, I can't tell a doctor, well, you should have just stitched them up this way. And if you would have, because you don't know. So at the end of the day, it's a give and take. And Evan Neal to sit here and say, y'all be out here flipping burgers. Bro, the guy flipping burgers at McDonald's been saving up to watch you block for a month. To watch you do that for a month, and he's sitting in the nosebleeds, and you trying to say like you above him? Bro, I don't, bro. Look, if you think because of what you do in life makes you above somebody, I hear you. I hear you.
When it comes to football, it does.
It's not even that. Listen, I get you. There's no reason why this man should be sucking at his job.
Bro, it's not just sucking. He's one of the worst in the game.
I feel you. There's no reason why he should be doing that. Turn around and be like, yo, this doctor, this lawyer, this guy with this impactful ass job to society that's doing this service is really saving lives. Yeah, I'm better than you. There's no reason he should be doing that. But if Joe Smo, who's flipping fries, is calling me out my name, I might gotta just block. Super goddamn sand coming off the edge. Buddy, you just gotta hit the beeper button. Don't talk to me about my job right now.
Shout out to all jobs, man. All jobs matter. All jobs matter.
Bro, we know that
all jobs matter.
That boy who made that burger, you made a difference. Is Thomas
the guy taking out trash is working hard too, though. The guy taking out trash.
Michael Parsons.
Same, bro.
Yo, but hold on. I gotta pick up feces and all of this. It's crazy too, bro.
There is a 298-pound man running on 4.6 coming off the edge.
But you do the job you're qualified
be like,
to do.
Daniel Jones said he talking Michael Parsons.
You guys are qualified to take out trash, bro. Go ahead, Random. You ain't get to go yet. Go ahead,
so I'm gonna call it truce today, man.
Hold on. One more thing too. Shaquille McKissick is playing in Greece. Killian Hayes still has a job. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Damn.
Go
right.
ahead.
I'm gonna call it
Killian, though.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I'm gonna call it truce today, Meek.
Shaq is better than Killian Hayes. Come on, bro. We got guys stealing money. Go ahead.
It's a truce today. It's a truce today. I think that the toughest part, this always happens, especially when, at least whenever you look at New York fans, because I think a lot of times with them, it's like they're not being realistic, but at the same time, you got to understand your fans, man. You got to understand your fans. Like you said, J-Rob, these people are saving up their money. And a lot of these people, if they could do it, they do it with you in a heartbeat. Some of them be like, I'll do it now, and they can't do it. So I think the toughest part is you got to understand your fans for real. You got to be 100% honest about yourself. And
Facts.
look, if
Facts.
you gonna want, and Domo, this is why I agree with you. If you gonna say it, if that's how you
Stand
truly feel,
on
that's how you
business,
truly
bro.
feel, then stand on it. Stand on it, because what the fans saying is true, because you're not being good at your job, but what you're saying is also true. I can't come out here and do my job also. So stand on it. So stand on it. So
but
it's
still,
just,
though,
I do want
you gotta have some self-reflection too.
that's
though,
the thing.
Randall.
That's the
A little
toughest
bit.
part
Just
is
a little bit, bro. Like
the toughest part about that when I read, I was like, oh, bro, like I hope you, if you're willing to say that, then you really looked at yourself when you said that and said, I may not be like being 100% honest with yourself before you go out there and start slinging shots. Because once you do that, now you got all the New York media and they're rapping this on a regular day. Now you just give them some chum in the water.
Put a target on his back.
They'll be talking about you blocking somebody in high
my-
school bad, and they're gonna bring that up on the New York Times. So you just
It's
gotta
gonna be like a sniper rifle.
early, let Shonen go, and then you go after him.
And there's a point of reference in this conversation too, because I hear what Domo's saying regarding like, hey man, it's a McDonald's worker, but at the same time,
I bet
this
never
man
see
is getting paid-
Neal at a McDonald's ever again. Then
This man is getting paid millions
Facts,
of
bro.
dollars, bruh. It's not the same. Imagine you
That's
doing this job.
disrespectful, Random. You
I'm just
Everybody
saying, if you about to talk
disrespects you
about
as a
McDonald's,
worker.
I better see you at
And-
Burger King from now on.
Right.
Everyone disrespects you as a McDonald's worker. And customers, we know if you've been in fast food, the disrespect is different level. Right?
Oh my
Disrespect
God, you
is
have
different
no
level.
idea.
Nah.
At the same
Been a
time,
while,
you're getting
but-
paid $7.25 an hour. Evan Neal is playing terrible at his job and getting paid millions. So this is the difference, because I hear you, and I mean, if you were that type of guy where you just talk your stuff anytime, fine. But what it looks like to me is Evan Neal just thought he was better than everybody, and then he realized, okay, maybe I need to chill. Let me apologize now. He needs to. That's what that reflection that J-Rob was talking about. Hey man, for real, because very soon, if this keeps up, you ain't gonna have a job anymore.
Or he just got that call from HR or from the higher ups, like, hey, bro, walk this back, gang.
I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie. I'm gonna
That's
tell you
probably-
right now. If I was the GM of the team, I'm telling you right now, I'm calling his big ass in the room, and I'm cutting his ass. I am cutting his ass. I'm telling
Whoa.
you.
Randy
I
Gregory
am
got cut.
cutting. I'm telling you. There's two reasons why I'm cutting his ass. One, Lyle Collins is clear to play football again. I need another tackle, and I can add Andrew Thomas. So there's somebody in the market who I can give a bag to, and I at least know him off an ACL is better than you with two healthy ACLs. I know that for certain. Two, if I'm the GM, I drafted you because I believed in you, and I'm watching this debauchery. Like, look, as somebody who watches a lot of tape, because I'm definitely one of those guys who wants to see if people be overreacting or just following like the trends, media trends. I watched a lot of Evan Neal tape because Daniel Jones got a lot of apologies because of how bad this line's been, and I'm just trying to see which one is which. Evan Neal is very much a piece of this debacle that's going on in New York, isn't he?
Been bad
He is
from
a
day
part.
one, bro.
He's been bad from the start of the year.
Why is he on the field? Is my
He's
question.
shown no improvement because you have
Where he was drafted?
You took
Yeah,
the
he's
got-
sixth.
Yeah,
overall
but at some
pick
point you
draft.
gotta say, I gotta protect my asset. I gotta
Yo,
protect.
listen,
Evan Neal is not my
look at
asset.
the
Daniel
investors.
Jones is my
Listen.
asset.
Look
But that's
how
how
much
he-
invested into
Evan
Evan
Neal
Neal,
is
though.
Evan Neal is also an asset because when you're the sixth pick in the draft, your contract is what $30-40 million over
No,
that.
that's facts.
over
I
that
understand that, but I'm
Yeah,
just saying
his
though, if
his
he's
is
that
around
bad,
44
and that's the
million right now.
politics of it. Go ahead, Early.
I gotta rebuttal Domo. So Domo, if you stand on that, Joe Smo who flipped burgers can't tell me how to do my job. Then a Wyndon Gabriel can say, "Hey Domo, you sit
This
on a
fool bringing up
TV screen on
basketball.
a
Come on,
camera with your pretty baby, get a pretty baby, Domo, and you talk ball, but you don't have to box out Jokic. You ain't gotta defend Jared Jackson. You ain't gotta deal with these Hall of Fame or these guys that's way bigger than me. So who are you to tell me how good I play power forward and
Facts.
center when you
You're
can't
absolutely
do
right.
it? That's all I'm
You're
saying.
absolutely right.
Gotta
No,
be fair.
you're 150% correct. Wyndon Gabriel has the right to pick his phone up now and blast me and tell me how unqualified I am to call him a dark-skinned terrorist. I promise you he does. But my rebuttal will always be
You called him a dark-skinned
Yeah.
terrorist?
That's the dark skin.
Yo!
Brothers on this.
Yeah,
Bruh,
what
what
are
are we
we
doing?
right now?
He is. I'm not.
Hey,
I'm
man.
not about to lie.
like that.
I'm not about to change. I'm
Hey,
not
leave
going
dark skin out of
I'm
this,
not-
bro.
Because he got a
I'm
light
not gonna
skin baby.
change.
Nah.
Leave
Y'all
dark
got a
skin
white
out of
woman
this,
over
That's
there.
bro.
He got a light
crazy.
skin baby. That's why.
Lost hair is crazy.
No,
You
listen,
a ruckus,
he's
Domo. That's the
100%
ruckus.
right. He's 100% right. He would be 100% right
Well,
saying that.
well,
And
nah,
my
shit.
rebuttal would be,
Talking like that
hey,
with a
man,
light
I
skin
might not
baby
be
is
qualified.
crazy.
I might not be qualified to tell you how much you suck, but at the end of the day, when you look at yourself versus all the other power forwards in the league, you know you suck. So it don't matter. The truth hurts. The truth hurts.
Yeah, some guys got to be realistic. Some people got to really.
Facts.
My thing is just more about the look in the mirror. Like Evan Neal, you got to look in the mirror, bro. At the end of the day, this is my thing, and this is my one thing that my criticism with human beings. Look, I get it. We kind of get lost because as fans, we are passionate about sports. But one, we don't give a damn about y'all personal lives. We really don't. I don't care what you do in the bedroom. I don't care what you do when you go home at night. I don't care what your interests are. But at the end of the day, I pledged allegiance to this basketball team, to this football team. I tune every Sunday. I buy the jerseys. I pull up to the games. And I don't really want to just – I don't believe in participation trophies, fellas. I'm not a moral victory type of guy. I don't want to see you come out there and just give it your best shot, buddy. I want you to go out there and help us win the goddamn game. And so for Evan Neal to just not at least look in the mirror and be like, yo, I'm really out here playing like absolute dog water.
Yeah.
And I'm
Hey,
not
like-
willing to admit because Jeremiah Smith 1628 said something about me on the internet. Or Michael K on the Michael K show says something about you when his job is literally New York sports. That's why Don LaGreca went on TV, went on the radio and absolutely ripped his in front of the world because he deserved it. And there's some self-reflection that needs to be said. But actually, because we're on the topic of Evan Neal, the final piece to the Giants puzzle is here. Trent, your thoughts on the Evan Neal comments before we get into our next topic?
I mean, I lost my voice talking about his ass for the past 3 days. Thing is,
Tired.
These niggas hurt, bro. These niggas is
Giants
hurt.
fans going through
He's
it,
tired.
man.
He tired, man.
y'all know.
Someone gets the rules.
Trent looked like he went through a breakup, bro.
I know every other Sunday, I go up there see my pops. He coaches for the Giants. I see Evan Neal almost every week. I want to see him progress. But the issue is, bro, first off, you're in the New York market. You're in the biggest market in the damn world.
In the world.
We took
Can't give
Andrew
him any
Thomas.
chum in the water, man.
We took Andrew Thomas top 5 in his first year. He was gas and he was getting killed. He ain't say a damn word. He just kept going. And then now he's one of the best tackles in football. You talk about people flipping hamburgers. You about to be flipping burgers if you don't keep fucking He about to
be learning how to make them cheeseburgers at McDonald's.
So my thing is, bro, like, I get it. You frustrated. We all frustrated.
Right.
You don't like. I'm not gonna. It's like it was like because I kind of get where he's going because some people just being drunk, just be watching football. Wow. But it's the right person. I mean, it's the right kind of the right message. The wrong person.
Right.
The wrong person because you're literally one of the worst tackles in the league, and we took you 6. And everybody coming out had you all pro level tackle.
They had you as a lock all pro Hall of Fame tackle.
Like can't miss prospect.
Fact.
And you play like one of the worst in the league. But
bust right now, looking like a bust.
Domo hit it on the head. Domo hit it on the head, man. The truth hurts. And then when you get hurt, bro, you lash out.
Hey,
so that's what it is. Like that's what it is. When your baby mama hit you below the belt, you lash out, bitch. That's why your pussy stink and your mama ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I lashed out. My fault.
That's crazy.
I apologize. I know we on the my bad. HR, I'm gonna get a call. Yo, my bad. I apologize.
Last thing before we move on.
Yeah, that was so impassioned, Titan. Like,
yeah. We all been there, bro. We all been there. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. When somebody hitting you with the truth and kicking your butt, you lash out, and that's what the brother basically did.
So personal.
It's like
that was personal, bro.
Before we move on,
before we move on, like J-Rob, what's the name? It's not being talked about a lot because it's in a different market. Like the shit Chase Claypool pulled, talking about some, are the Bears using you right? No. You suck!
Right.
And that hurts me because he's a Notre Dame guy and he stinks.
I was scared for my job right there. I was
Hey,
scared for my
listen,
job right there.
like
My facial
wise man.
expression was crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
Go ahead, Grant. What'd you have?
like last thing before we move on, all I'm just gonna say, like a wise man once said, if they want to make a world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
You know where that's from.
Michael Jackson? Where the guy?
Yes, sir, baby.
Hey,
you gotta bring out the king.
Boy, that boy cultured a little bit. All right, now welcome to the cookout, Grant. Okay, now
I got the Thriller vinyl in my room. So
Just don't bring the potato salad with the Ravens.
All right, Travis Kelce.
No, we bring in ribs. What you mean? And I got
We got you, baby. We got you, Grant. We know we rocking with you because you rocking with us, baby.
Grant, you know what? Grant, you know what season it is? Please don't say salt and pepper.
White people who use salt and pepper need to be like sent to like or
Hey,
I don't even. I feel like if I say
I started it, man. My bad, man. My bad. I started it.
when I season my food, I use more than salt and pepper. People who insane monsters.
He from Mississippi though. He from Mississippi.
Yeah,
He's from
I know how to cook. Like he's this thing. Like this is what they do. They do this. This is what they do with their salt. They do this. Yeah, that's pretty good. No, I take it and go.
He do his thing. He do his thing. All right, let's move on though. Evan, we had to talk about you, brother. That was a bad look. But let's move on to this topic because we got Domo here. I've been waiting to talk about his team. Some people are out. Some people really switched on his team after the loss against the Bills. Domo, obviously, we want you to start this thing up as the resident Dolphins fan in the building. Domo, what is the ceiling for your Dolphins team, and do you look like this could be the year Miami brings home the Lombardi?
Now, I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm not going to be biased. I'm not going to just be super dramatic about it. Had we had Jalen Ramsey, I would be screaming Super Bowl. The moment Jalen Ramsey went down and I picked my phone up and seen Eli Apple is coming to the team, I said, I know for a fact our offense is going to be great. Our defense is going to look better than last year. But if a team has more than one receiver, we're cooked. And it wasn't even more than one receiver that cooked us against the Bills. Stephon Diggs was just abusing Calhoun. And for the life of me, I'm wondering, man, where the hell is Xavier Howard? And then I remember Xavier Howard isn't a man corner. He's a zone coverage guy.
Yeah.
He's been getting cooked too, dog.
And he's been getting cooked in man situation. We're screwed in that regard. Now, I will say, I have high hopes for us because there's not that many teams that's going to be able to out-gunsling us. There are a couple. Looking around the league, the Bills is one. The 49ers and the Bills are the two teams where it's like, bro, they literally can out-offense us every day of the week if we play them. They can.
Right.
Other than that, I'm looking around the league. There are a ton of great teams, some of good offenses. But man, it's like
You're
like
forgetting
that
a team, Domo. You're forgetting a team.
Am I forgetting a team? What team am I forgetting?
There's a man who's potentially the GOAT.
Chiefs. Somebody Chiefs. The Chiefs.
The Chiefs. Listen.
They suck this shit for real.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm not sold on the Chiefs as a championship.
They cheated them last game.
That's crazy. They suck this year.
They cheated
I'm
them.
not gonna say they suck. I'm not gonna say they suck.
That was a
Thank
tough,
you.
They look
that was a tough
very
flag to
They
throw.
should be 2-2.
They look very beatable this year. They look like a team where it's like any given night.
Certainly.
And they can't, and it's not like their defense is great. If you have a great offense, they're not going to be able to. But Mahomes is wonderful. Mahomes cannot do it by himself. He can't throw the ball to himself. And eventually, Travis Kelce can't catch 50 balls a night. And if I can get that, what's buddy name?
Tony.
Kadarius, if I can get the Tony that I seen week 1 drop in balls, and you got to rely on no-name Joe Schmo or John Ross to come off the bench and catch balls, I promise you I'm not worried about the Chiefs. There's only a handful of teams, realistically.
Y'all beat them by 2 touchdowns, Domo, easily.
All right, keep that energy. They play the Dolphins.
Keep that energy.
Let's not forget they play the Dolphins this year.
And when they play us and you see us out-offense them because we have more weapons and our offense moves way more fluently, you're going to see it.
Them Chiefs corners suck.
How much do you trust Tua over Mahomes though? Because I'll trust Mahomes with mediocre pieces.
It's not even about trusting Tua over Mahomes. It's the fact that I feel like our defense is genuinely better than their defense. Both secondaries our defense is better than their defense. Our secondary might not be as strong.
Can we break down the defenses? Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if
Our
that's
secondary. Both secondaries aren't strong secondaries. But in terms of front seven linebacker play, what you call it?
No, y'all don't have no.
This is
Their defense is Christian Wilkins,
look-
Raekwon Davis, Zach
look
Sealer,
at the
Jalen
numbers.
Phillips.
If you
They
look
got-
at the numbers in terms of blitzes per game, we literally send the least amount of blitzes, or at least the bottom top 5 of blitzes, and we have top 5 pressure in the league. Top 5 pressure.
Well,
So
the
our
Chiefs
front
bring
seven-
the Chiefs bring the best player, right? The Chiefs bring the best player on the field, on the best defense player on the field, in Chris Jones. Obviously,
I agree with that.
yeah, he's still
Better
got to get
linebacker
back into the
in the
season, right?
Fair.
But
And if
they
this,
bring
and
the-
if this is the Dolphins line that couldn't block a pillow, I would be worried. But our offensive line looks a lot better than people gave us credit for and thought it was going to be after last year. And losing Armstead, not having Armstead there, it seemed like
Armstead
it
was a
be
big.
it felt like it was going to be a big drop off for our line. And watching us play these first 4 weeks,
It was a big.
man,
drop-off.
it was a drop off, but we still look good. Tua looks relatively protected. He's not
Fact.
getting hit nearly as much as people thought he was, and he's actually got a lot more time in the pocket than people gave us credit for.
Yeah.
So our line is a lot better than we thought it was going to be. I'm just saying our team is all offense. Any given day, our defense can make a play or show up here and there, but I'm relying on our offense. But no, I don't think we're going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Early, go next, early.
I don't think we're going to win this year, but I definitely will say this is the year we win a playoff game. 100% we're winning
I
a
love it.
playoff game.
I like that.
That's
love
my
it.
expectations. That's my ceiling. Winning a playoff game. And I ain't
I like
talking
it.
wild card. I'm talking, hey,
Like
You
I
want
got
divisional?
we're in. We're not sneaking in. We're
Y'all are
in the
in.
playoffs, and we win the
Right.
game.
I like it. Go ahead, early.
I think
And then you go next, Riddell.
everybody y'all play that got an offense, it's a shootout. Y'all actually have one of the better, especially when Jalen Ramsey come back, y'all got one of the better corner and DB situations going, but y'all don't have no pass rush. And I don't care how good you are at corner, you can't cover nobody forever. Why I think I will spank the Chiefs is because Chiefs offense is terrible. When they ain't getting pass rush, them corners is sus. So if y'all get up on the Chiefs, they not messing with y'all. If y'all get up on the Chiefs and it's a 21-7, 28-7 type of game, ain't no coming back. Because when y'all are front runners, when y'all get up, it is lights out. Tua, he comfortable back there. Y'all get mixy. Now you got both running backs cooking. So I think y'all are definitely a team that if y'all defense can improve throughout the year when Jalen Ramsey come back, y'all can go to the the AFC Championship game. But it's all about, honestly, it's just how well will y'all defense hold up against teams who can actually score with y'all. Because again, y'all defense just ain't it's sus in the pass rush for me. Whether y'all pressure or not, it's a lot of shootouts when it's an offense. So I don't trust y'all defense at all at this point. And I never did. I didn't take the Broncos game serious because that's the Broncos. Russell Wilson shouldn't even be out in the league right now, honestly. So like I said,
early.
Hold on. He blacked out. What did he say? What did you just say? Repeat that
He
again.
said
Russell Wilson shouldn't even be in the league.
Go ahead, Sean.
Oh my God!
I'm being
blasphemy.
extra.
I don't want to make it about the Chiefs, but y'all are lying on this panel about the Chiefs, bro. And so I have to address these points, bro. One, the Chiefs defense. I don't care what you tell me. There's no way you're convincing me the Dolphins have a better defense than the Chiefs.
No, they don't.
Are you kidding me? Okay, we can all agree that the D line clears with the Chiefs with the Chris Jones and Karlaftis and the other players.
Yep.
So the Chiefs D line is set. Nick Bolton is one of the best linebackers in the NFL right now. So linebacker,
Trent McDuffie is clear as the corners y'all got right now.
Trent McDuffie, Jalen Watt. This is their second year, bro. Even in his rookie year, Trent McDuffie played extremely well. The second year, plus L'Jarius Sneed, who's one of the best corners in the NFL. What are we talking about? So,
I'll say L'Jarius.
One of the best in the NFL. He's good. Let's just say he's good.
He's a top 15, top 20.
Anyway,
so with that said, the Chiefs defense stop. Don't disrespect Snead.
He's good, but you said one of the best in the league.
He's not there yet.
Yeah, gassed him a little bit.
Okay, all right. Apparently, Snead is not a top 20 cornerback in the NFL. I don't agree, but we move. We move. So with that said, the Chiefs' defense is by far better, of course. And I see what you're saying with the offense. I do think the running game has definitely come a long way since even last year. But the Chiefs wide receiving core definitely needs a better connection. They still need to mesh more, especially with the new
garbage.
And maybe they get a receiver down the line. But with that said, to say that the Dolphins will be able to tear up this defense and the fact that the Chiefs won't be able to score on this offense, that's cat. What are we talking about? Like, there are game plans against the Dolphins that can be utilized to make them relatively ineffective to a point. I still think they're a great offense, but there are game plans that you can go. Obviously, the offensive line, I do agree, has been playing better, but with an elite player like Chris Jones, getting pressure on Tua is going to make dividends, of course. And my thing with it, when the Dolphins this year, especially when Jalen Ramsey comes back, I do think they're a contender. I do like Tua. I do think they can make noise, especially with A-Chain coming as a legit running back and the duo between him and Mostert. But I really will have to see, especially when the playoffs come, when they play a team like the Bengals or the Chiefs and pressure.
The Bengals?
Not
the Bengals.
The Bills. I meant to say the Bills. Relax.
I'm about to
The
say
Bills or the Chiefs. I'm curious to see how well Tua is going to be able to handle the pressure once it comes to playoffs.
Go ahead, Grant. Grant didn't go random after him.
The thing is with the Dolphins, I still think if I'm ranking them as of right now, I still think they're a top 10 team in the league. I think what they have on that team right now is a very solid roster at both sides of the ball because Tua's throwing to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and also Braxton Berrios, which are all great wide receivers in general, especially. And then he has Raheem Mostert in the backfield behind him with a running back, and he has a solid O-line. I think the thing is with the Dolphins is we laughed before this game. A lot of us probably said they were one of the best teams in the league. They now get beat very bad by this Bills team, and now we start to have questions. I think from my perspective, looking at the Dolphins and looking at their schedule, if they can remain healthy, especially I think being healthy, I think they can make a solid run and make a solid run in the playoffs. I think my biggest fear with this Dolphins team is their good players getting healthy. Because I think last year with Tua, and I have beef with the Miami Dolphins medical team because I understand this is a contact sport, but there's no way you should have put him out there. And we saw what happened. So I think at the end of the day, looking at this Dolphins team, I think if you're healthy, you can make it into the playoffs and make a deep run into playoffs. But I think at the end of the day, it's just they have to be able to stay healthy because I feel like if they lose like a key one or two players, it's gonna cause a big ripple effect in the entire team, and I think that's gonna cost them in the games where that they need to win. But
I mean, looking, and this is my last because I got to head back. I was just hopping on for my lunch break.
Big worm.
I like Miami. I was especially before last week. I was giving Tua in Miami a lot of love. So I think if the Miami could make the AFC Championship game if they get the right matchups. I think that's the biggest thing for them when they make the playoffs. Like if they play the Ravens, I expect them to lose that game in the playoffs. I think when you're talking about the Ravens will run the ball down your throat. It's gonna get awkward. You're not gonna get the ball, Domo. That's how it's gonna happen. They're not gonna get in a shootout with you. They won't. They'll make you play their game.
Even be the Ravens by that time. Half their team gonna be on IR.
They still make it.
That's the one thing. The Ravens' biggest Achilles heel is
you can't bring that up. You got Jalen Ramsey that still needs to come back. And Tua's brain is still in question.
If you look at the current injuries for the Ravens, they have an all-pro team injured that's not going to play this season.
Hey, they still playing great. And they're playing great.
Yeah, they're playing great.
So
they're 3-1 right now, right? They're 3-1, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're playing well.
When I'm looking at the Dolphins, obviously the Dolphins go as far as obviously Tua will take them, but that they have to get Tua healthy. The cleaner his jersey, the better he'll play. Because I just haven't seen him under duress that he can make those plays yet. And they definitely give him the right talent. So I'm thinking if that defense can just remain solid, just make it hard for major pause.
It's not solid or hard. Yeah, I mean, it's not solid.
Yo!
Not to say,
sir, explain yourself.
It's not solid. We grown. Ain't no pause. Ain't no pause. We grown. Ain't no pause.
Let me finish.
No, there is pause. No, there is pause.
Yeah, that is.
No. If you hear the half the crap J Rob makes me say pause for, you would be surprised.
So if they become a solid defense, just making the offense struggle to score points or make it at least just like difficult for the offense to score points, I'm all right with that because they got a freaking flamethrower on the other side of the field that can definitely make up for whatever the defense lacks. So with the right playoff matchups, like for instance, I think Tennessee is a bad matchup for Miami because they're just going to be like, if Tennessee is being forced to pass, then Miami wins. But if they're able to stay balanced and give Henry the ball, and if Henry is a big factor in that game, I think Tennessee will pull that game out. Another pause just to be safe. That's just how I feel. But I would like to be wrong about that because I hate watching Tennessee play, but they just keep making the playoffs and I hate it. So anyway, with the right matchups, you could legitimately see Miami in the AFC Championship game this year, but I don't think they're going any further than that.
Well, if we're going to be honest, right, especially when they get Jalen Ramsey back, he's going to be on Zay Flowers. Making Lamar throw outside the numbers, man, they'll be able to do that. And then, I think Miami. I think Miami got
Lamar and Gus Edwards and whoever, Melvin Gordon third and some other running back to pick up off the street and run for 200 yards.
Melvin Gordon?
Thank you, Doug.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon's on that squad.
Bringing them up is kind of crazy, but go ahead.
Yeah. All right, fellas, I got to run, but I'm going to be watching.
What's Lamar going to do when they take away Zay Flowers?
Lamar's going to run on them. He's going to run the ball.
One at a time. Listen, we've been doing great today.
I'm sorry, J-Rob.
Yeah, this not good on, bro.
Oh, go ahead, Trent.
There's a different level of decorum up here.
I was just my whole takeaway.
Third.
If they, if they had Jalen, it would be much better. But this still is all dependent on how Tua plays. I'm not the biggest guy on Tua, and I always feel like, and I kind of seen with the Bills game, if you kind of mess up his anticipation, which is one of the best anticipated quarterbacks in the league, it kind of looks rough for him, like because that Bills game, that shit looked ugly. So depending on who they play, it could get ugly. But this team is OD. Like you got the fucking USA track team all over the field.
What?
Like you got
the team is crazy.
So everybody runs 4-2. Everybody.
It's like I said, it's all depending on matchups, but we can see the Dolphins in the AFC check. And I'm really a firm believer if they have Jalen Ramsey and he's back to what I think he is.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna be super crazy because he's the best run game DB. Just DB.
Yeah, by far. I think better than Derwin James, better than all of them.
He's so himself in the run game. He's still in the lead corner. He plays so many different ways.
You can set him on blitzes. It
makes that defense so much better. So with the offense and how dynamic the offense is, we can potentially, like even this year, can see him go to Super Bowl.
I agree.
It depends on. I'm not trying to give to like the Dak thing where like it really all depends on him, but it really does at the end of the day. Like it really does.
But they're making it so easy for him. And he's a good quarterback. He's good enough to take advantage of those weapons they have. And with a very explosive running game with Arcane and Mozart and them guys out of the backfield, he really has so many weapons. He's going to get a lot of one-on-ones, and it's just going to be throwing darts. So I just think with the offense is solid. I think it comes down to the defense more so. If they can remain within like a top 12-13 defense, I think they selling is a Super Bowl.
So let me actually, I'm going to say, Domo, I actually think you selling your team a little short, actually. I think y'all ceiling could be AFC Championship Super Bowl, and I'm going to tell you why for two reasons. One, I think y'all going to get healthy late. I think Jalen Ramsey will be back on that back end of y'all season. When y'all get to that game 17, 18 playoffs, I think Jalen Ramsey will be back. So I think he not only does he add a wrench to the offenses that have to scheme against him. I think if you put Jalen Ramsey in that star position, so that's like the nickel for those who don't know in the chat, that nickel position, 5DB, you allow him to
get Bama at work, big off.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Bama at work, man. I thought he was gonna be here, my brother. But I would say if you look at his game as the star, you can do so many things. You can blitz, you can put him in multiple coverages, you can add him to the run game. So he does a lot of things, and kind of like how Tyrann Mathieu was for the Chiefs, he becomes an eraser for you in a lot of ways because of how versatile his game is. Two, Domo, it's all matchup dependent. And y'all mess around and get into a shootout. Y'all can get into a shootout with any team. So not only does that give y'all a chance in a AFC Championship, but bro, if y'all first round game, I actually disagree. If y'all get like a Tennessee first round, y'all get the winner of the AFC South in the first round. Yeah, there's a lot of situations because you're not going to see a Bills or a Chiefs or a Chargers in the first round. You're going to see a low key. I think the Texans might make the playoffs. So I think you'll see like a Texans or you'll see a Texans, maybe a Titans. You'll see like one of these wild card level teams, and I think
actually might
that'll
see
be
the
great.
Chargers, bro.
Yeah, might see the Chargers.
The only
Chargers is
Bills,
Chargers.
though. That's it.
I
I
think
think I beat the Chargers.
I think there's a lot of situations
beat
that
everybody
can
else.
lead to that could lead y'all to a path to them last games. So I really do think y'all got more going for y'all than you even give them credit for, because as y'all get healthy late, y'all get Arik Armstead back. This team is really, I always say, with the one thing about the NFL, that December to January, that's when really Thanksgiving on, that's when the season really begins, because that's who's healthy late, who's getting hot late, because some of these teams don't even know their identities yet, bro.
You
For
still
real.
real.
So I don't think people realize how bad this Dolphins defense is. They're 25th in run defense, 22nd in bad defense. These are the bottom 10, bottom 8 defense. These guys can't stop the run to save anybody. And this defensive rankings going up against the Broncos, which should have helped. They let Russell Wilson put up some points.
Yo, but that's not the thing. We're not disputing that, though. We're not disputing that, because this was, another team whose defense was trash to start the year, but got hot late. That Bengals defense team that went to the Super Bowl. Obviously, and let's think about it. They was able to play some really good offense, be in some high-scoring games late. And listen, I think Domo hit on the nose. You just need maybe a turnover, 1 or 2 extra possessions in a game, 1 or 2 stops, and that's really all it takes. You only need 1
They're
or 2.
not going to be. They're not going to be a solid defense. They got to be a bend don't break defense.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's exactly what they are.
And that's exactly.
That Chargers game.
They got to stop them in the red zone, get field goals,
down,
things like that.
3 points, because these kickers is not going to make every field goal. Just give them. I always say, my coach said this all the time. Don't let them into the touchdown. Just give them your team a place to stand. And if a place to stand is 3 points, 7 is more than 3. The offense go down and score. You know what I'm saying? So on paper,
The problem is, though,
good,
I think
but
their
you
run
have to just-
defense. That
No,
run
I
defense
agree.
is so bad.
I agree.
Them getting
Playoffs,
Jalen
that
Ramsey
run
will be
defense-
big for them. That's why
Well,
I
I
think
think
them
the biggest
getting
thing
Jalen
is
Ramsey.
fast.
Jalen Ramsey really going to help their run defense that much, though? I understand.
And let me put a name out there.
What's their scoring defense? That's where they got to hang their hat. Their scoring defense, not their yards per game.
Right, I agree. Let me put another name out there who just got released, who definitely should be on the Dolphins' radar. Randy Gregory.
Not Taylor?
No, Randy Gregory.
Randy Gregory
got released.
That
by
would
the
be a
Broncos.
great addition.
Why did he get released?
I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not really. I think that might have been. I personally think he got released because I don't think he was getting along with.
He asked to get released. He didn't like what the direction of the team was going.
So
They already said he
yeah,
asked to be released.
Yeah, because there's no way you just giving up. You giving up a Randy Gregory. He's not a system pass rusher. He's one of the. He's a great. He makes a team better tomorrow. If I look at the Bills, who need a pass rusher, the Seahawks could use a pass rusher.
No, they don't. They don't.
So
The Seahawks could use a pass rusher.
Well,
bro.
so
They
just
got
like
Gregory or Chandler Jones.
I think Randy Gregory is a needle mover, and if I'm the Dolphins, I would inquire about a Randy Gregory because he makes that offensive line, that D line a lot better. Go ahead, Brandon.
The Broncos.
So apparently, according to apparently he was not officially released. The team's trying to trade him, but if he's not traded in like 24, 48 hours, then they're going to release him. But somebody will trade for him.
Somebody will trade for him because somebody are going to look at him as a needle mover for a D line. I understand he has 1 sack this year, but you got to win on the tape. He's still winning matchups. He's still disrupting the line of scrimmage. Teams are going away from him. You got to just see it, bro. Randy Gregory is not a scrub by any means.
Do we not like Chandler Jones?
I like Chandler Jones too, but right now
I don't think he's the fit for this.
It looks like Chandler Jones is about to
AB right now,
bro. He's mentally just.
I don't talk about Chandler Jones.
I'm about to say something wrong with Brett.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. If y'all ask what I'm gonna say, I'm a conspiracy theory. So I'm just gonna back off.
I know you're going.
You might be done with football, bro.
Look, I'm trying to have a long, prosperous career. I'm trying to have a long, prosperous career in sports media, and I want to go big one day. So I got to make sure there's certain things, it is what it is. I mean, I wish him well. I wish him well. Anyway, let's move on because this is a topic that I've been waiting to get on. My favorite topic of the day. Me and Trent been talking about something lately that we both feel like is something that needs to finally be addressed, and I'm going to address it to y'all in the masses. Y'all kind of overrate the 49ers a little bit, and I'm going to tell y'all why. Because at the end of the day, the way y'all talk about the 49ers, you would have thought they won 4 Super Bowls already as a team. And at the end of the day, all I can remember over the last 20 years or so, they haven't won anything. they may have made it far, but if y'all care about participation trophies, y'all could go there. But this team has not won any Super Bowls lately, and I feel like y'all go too far when we talk about other teams who can contend with them. And this came from the fact that anytime we bring up another NFC team to compete with the 49ers, it's always such a big fuss about, oh my God, how can you say that? How can you do this? Go ahead, Trent.
I have a quick. Oh, sorry. I just have a quick question. Sorry. Go ahead, and I'll ask my question after.
Because I'm saying because the thing is, bro, y'all really be acting like this team Jesus. When we had the press box the other day, and we were talking about the 49ers versus the Cowboys. Y'all was trying to make it seem like he about the dog walk.
They think Joe Montana's playing. They think Joe Montana, Jerry Rice is back.
The thing is, their last few matchups haven't even been by like a touchdown. They've been like 2, 3 points, 5 points.
Who won?
Are we
for sure? Yes, the 49ers did. I don't have a problem.
Okay.
I don't have a problem if the 49ers win. I just think that a lot of people look at this team and make it seem like they're going to dog walk a lot of these teams, and they're really not.
I'm not saying dog walk. I just think they're better than the Cowboys.
The problem is more so is the fact that people feel like that nobody can contend with that. That'd be my
issue. Like, are people?
No, I
think
think.
for real?
I don't
know if
do y'all
people
think
really
the
saying
49ers
that.
are the team to beat right now?
Yeah.
Yes,
I do.
But how?
Are we doing this? Are we doing this again? I'm about to cook all of y'all.
No, go ahead. No, this is the same
Because
level from last night.
it's literally. Oh wait, Tom, aren't you a
You ain't talking
49ers fan? Aren't you a 49ers?
I'm a Lions
He's a
fan.
Lions fan.
Oh, look at you. Now you're even more
Lions,
cooked.
yo, Tyson, your Lions could contend, and if we said that, they would say we're.
I didn't say they can't contend. Any team, like you said,
Lions win the division now. They've impressed me.
I need people.
General perspective. Go ahead.
I need people to understand something, especially about the 49ers. Y'all allow them, and it's like they're the one team that doesn't get the weak ass schedule tax. Like they're the only team that doesn't get that.
Smokes.
It never makes sense to me. It's never going to be consistent. The Eagles going through a weak schedule. People always bring that up, but not the 49ers. They clearly have a deficiency in their team. And what is that deficiency, you may ask? Is the fact that you have Brock Purdy under center in there. And if you stop the run with CMC, you can and will contain that offense. That offense has been contained against the Dallas Cowboys in back-to-back seasons. They've been contained by the Green Bay Packers as well. Because when you stop the run, you shut down their offense. The Eagles do not have that because the Eagles have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Jalen Hurts, and a great running game under center. If we're talking about the team to beat in the NFC right now, I'm going with the team that was literally in a shootout with the Kansas City Chiefs, where they're not just completely reliant on the run. We do have options where we could go and use our quarterback, who's on a different team, Brock Purdy, with A.J. Brown, with Devontae Smith. If there's one thing that I will sit here and acknowledge about the Eagles that is a weakness, our secondary is a bit suspect, and I will admit to that, but we can't make up for that.
Just sign Ronald Darby.
We got Ronald. I like the signing of Ronald Darby.
I like the signing too.
You can make up for that with a great pass rush and a great D line, which we do have.
So biased.
So
go ahead, Early.
First and foremost, Dub, you being a Philadelphia fan, dog, you are so biased. First and foremost, ain't no shootout. Y'all were up on the Chiefs and you lost. When the shootout, y'all should have beat them. You lost. Point blank period. Y'all lost that game and you let them come back. So that ain't like they was going toe to toe. No, he beat y'all and y'all had the upper hand on them. Y'all were honestly a better team last year in the Super Bowl and y'all lost. That's one. Another thing. The reason why we big up the 49ers because they have been in the playoffs consistently year after year after year with their identity. They have an identity. Even with a Jimmy G going to the Super Bowl, Brock Purdy gets in and he looks.
Have you watched? Did you watch the game last year?
Did I watch what game
Which
last year?
one?
Super Bowl game?
It was a back and forth. We had a 10-point lead in the first half, but then they immediately scored 24-21. That's not being
did you
up
watch
all
the first
game.
half? Y'all dominated the whole first half, dog.
We did not dominate. We was going back and forth. What the fuck?
It was
talking
like
about?
17,
language.
17, dog.
My bad. I'm sorry. We was up.
You're good.
We was up by 10 points. My God.
Went up 17.
My God, 10 points. 10 points is such a crazy game changer. Oh my God, 10 points. Against the Chiefs offense. What are we talking about? That doesn't make sense.
What offense, dog?
I mean,
the Chiefs offense.
Oh
What?
my God, Dub. Okay.
Patrick Mahomes?
I want to
And
add on to
Kelsey. Compared to Devontae Smith, compared
Hold
to
on, I'm gonna
Miles
let
Sanders, who was
Shonen
balling
go,
last year,
Jalen, because he
compared
raising his hand.
to Brown, who led the league in Teddy. Like, what do you mean?
They had an
Goddard.
elite.
Like, what are
They
you
had.
talking about? Y'all
They
offense
had.
was way better.
What point are you
And their
making?
defense was better than y'all.
What point are you making? We went up against the best, probably the best offense in the league, up there with us, and then we lost in a shootout with them because of how great and transcendent Mahomes and Kelsey are. Those guys, the reason why I say he's a top 5 quarterback of all time, top 3, is because he's that transcendent. He was beating a bomb squad. I agree, we should have won. But at the end of the day, I can't rewrite history. It is what it is. So what point are you making with bringing up the Chiefs and saying we lost
Because
as if they're not contenders
And
anymore?
I ain't gonna lie, also too, to say that Dove's being biased, I actually think it's bogus because he's actually giving the Cowboys way more credit than he probably, as any Eagles fan would, bro. So I don't think he's actually being biased.
Well, talk about the fact that y'all wouldn't even. First of all, did we forget that the reason why y'all was in the Super Bowl because Brock Purdy got hurt?
That's not the reason.
That's not true. The whole
I hate when y'all say that.
Wait, hold on. Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Why the hell you acting like that? Brock Purdy's some transcendent top 5 quarterback.
Thank you.
Why?
Let's not be
Wait, come on.
They didn't have
Wait.
It's not about that, but to say they lost because of that, you don't know they would have lost with him or without him.
We don't know that. Here's the thing, though, J-Rob. The way how the game was going, how they were getting to the quarterback, almost every single play, Brock Purdy was going to be doing nothing.
It was the best D-line in football last year. You don't think they was going to get pressure on Brock Purdy? How did Brock Purdy even get the Eagles got pressure on him?
The best D-line,
and he was still playing when he was hurt too, right?
That's not the point. You goalposts talk about the 49ers.
Y'all better than that.
I mean, it's okay. It's tough to say that the 49ers would have automatically won with Brock Purdy. I don't think you can make that claim. It's up in the air. But they definitely would have had a way better chance having a quarterback.
Now what are we doing?
I don't
have a quarterback.
But nobody says we're on this crazy level because I beat the 49ers. Nobody's saying that. I understand that. But don't sit here and say, oh, yeah, you were going to lose to the – again, this just proves my point. Oh, you was going to lose to the 49ers if they're healthy. You don't even know that. We don't.
But that definitely has something to do with it. Come on,
100%. But this goes to my point. For some reason, the 49ers don't get disrespected at all like this, but the Eagles do. Why? Because for some reason, you have some sort of bias of acknowledging our weak-ass schedule and not the 49ers. It doesn't make sense.
I will say this for me, when it comes to the 49ers and the Eagles, I mean, I don't know who you've been talking to, Dub, to be honest. I mean, for me, from at the very least from the conversation yesterday, what it seemed like is people were saying the 49ers are going to win. They're clearly the better team, but they're not going to blow them out. They're not going to completely dominate them. This is what the conversation seemed like to me. I have the 49ers and the Eagles top tier, and I have the Cowboys below because I have deficiencies that I see in the Cowboys that I'm still unsure about.
Which game are you talking about? You talking about the Cowboys?
Definitely top 2. The
Cowboys
not better than them.
We're talking about the Eagles.
I'm saying both teams I have in top tier. And I'm talking about our conversation yesterday when we were talking about the team.
No, we're talking about the team in the NFC, not really the Cowboys. I'm talking about all this glaze and
NFC,
that
period.
People glaze and praise.
Eagles
are and 49ers top tier.
Yeah, Eagles and people. I mean, okay, from what I've seen, when people talk about contenders, I feel like it's always Eagles, 49ers, and maybe Cowboys is what I see when it comes down to the conversation.
Especially recently, if you think they're the team to beat, you're dragging it. The team to beat is still in Philly.
Fact.
It's still
to
Philly.
me, fact. Yes, it is. Why is it not?
I think.
But like in the AFC right now,
I don't agree. It's not.
If we were to ask the question the other way, who the team to beat in the AFC right now is? Who would you say?
Bill.
Chiefs.
What?
Bill.
Chiefs.
It's the Chiefs.
You lying early. No.
This just be dumb. This just
I don't get that.
Wait a minute. You think the Bills
are saying stuff like that, bro? Like, what are we doing?
This is how I know. Y'all are regular season. Y'all are regular season merchants.
Yeah, we can't do that with the Bills, bro. We can't do that.
The Bills lost to the Jets.
Y'all are regular season merchants.
That is true.
Y'all are
Yeah, we can't do that with the Bills, bro.
I want to hark back.
I understand the 49er. I understand the 49er love, but to say the Bills are the team to beat, how?
The AFC has literally gone through the Chiefs the last 5 to 6 years of our lives. So they regardless of this is my thing. Just because a team has a better record does not mean they're the team to beat now. The team that kept going to the dance, that's the team. That's the
They
team
have the
to
same
beat.
record. That's the funny
I
thing.
get
The Eagles are still the team to beat
because
because at the end of the day, just because the 49ers may have looked more dominant in games, which I don't even think they have, the Eagles are still 4-0. The Eagles are still the reigning NFC champions. At the end of the day, this is a team who we would all agree has not even played a game put together for all 4 quarters yet, and they still 4-0. So that tells me even if they are playing bad, they are better than majority of the league. So to sit here and act like they're not the team to beat,
and also
that's so disingenuous.
It would be different. It would be so different. It would be so different. This was last year with the Rams
But that's how y'all talk like it's last year.
But here's the thing, though. It would be totally different. This was last year with the Rams. It was like a complete drop off. So they're no longer the team to beat. The Eagles are still this dominant team. You're just taking a slow start because they have new coordinators around them, and you can obviously see it. You can obviously,
and they're still winning games though. Trent, it's not affecting the.
So later down the year, the Eagles this year are still going to win 13, 14 games.
Yeah,
come on.
Right now,
Agreed.
They're both elite teams. I don't see why there's
now
anything wrong to say that the Eagles and the Niners are both like the team.
The reason why we bring in this topic up is because if we say, like, let's say for the sake of argument, right? We talking about the NFC, right? And I say, who do you have to be a contender in the NFC? If I say, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I like the Lions or I like the Seahawks. Y'all be like, oh my God, J-Rob, what are you talking about? It's only the Eagles and the 49ers. You're losing me. But then I say, it's any given Sunday, matchups matter. Why would I not give, regardless of how many drops Kadarius Toney dropped, the Lions beat the Chiefs. That's a statement for what this team could be later on. We've seen the improvement of this team year after year under Dan Campbell. They are what? What do you got? 3-1 right now? Or you got 4-1? They 3-1 right now. They're 3-1 right now. To not give them credit when they have offense clicking, and even though the defense has lost pieces, they have still been able to salvage themselves to win football games. And so
we're coming along.
Hutchinson is still a stud. They still have got what's his name? Martinez, the linebacker with the
Jack Campbell balling. Jack
Campbell's
an animal.
There's players on that team that could really get the job done. So it's like my issue is when we said the Cowboys last night that I think the Cowboys finally beat
about Branch.
Right, it's Branch.
Oh,
Branch. I love Branch. I talk about him. I love Branch. If you look at, we brought up the Cowboys, and we brought the Cowboys. Everybody was so like, oh my God. The Cowboys, the best turnover team in football. Michael Parsons, to me, is still the best defensive player in football. They got the best O-line. Tony Pollard is a guy. CeeDee Lamb is a top 10 wide receiver. They have things, regardless of what you want to say about that. They beat the Jets. They beat the Giants. They scored 30 points against a Jets defense that some would say is a top 5, top 7 defense in football. So I'm gonna sit here and act like nobody can pick another team against the 49ers or the Eagles. I think there are other teams.
Do you trust that like that, J-Rob?
Please.
It's not about my trust. It's about the possibility.
I'm asking the question.
I don't know. I'm indifferent. I don't know if I trust him like that. But why should I trust Brock Purdy?
I want to harp back.
That's fair.
I think it's not just with Brock Purdy. I think there are other pieces on that team that make them a team that's like.
I look at Brock Purdy, right? I look at Brock Purdy, right? And all I can say is, y'all want me to get behind this idea that Brock Purdy is a transcendent quarterback.
No,
has he played?
No,
I'm not talking about early. This is not PC early. I'm not just talking about how you feel. I'm speaking in a generalization. If you look at these chats and the way people have talked about Brock Purdy, that man Mookie loves him some Brock Purdy. A lot of guys come in here and say they love him. To be fair,
early you called Brock Purdy Tom Brady, so
stop.
Yeah, that's wild.
Let me finish my point. Let me finish this point, and then go ahead, Jalen. Brock Purdy.
Let me go after you, Jalen.
What people don't realize about Brock Purdy that nobody wants to put in perspective because everyone picks and chooses situation. Brock Purdy was the last pick in the NFL draft. That means his cap hit for the 49ers is, oh my God, he's the cheapest thing on the market. So they can build these nuclear warhead teams around him, which you should do. This is why Tom Brady took a friendly discount his entire career. Yeah, but Tom Brady also had multiple opportunities. He could have been the highest paid player in the league, and he chose to do what he was doing. I look at Brock Purdy, and I always say, I still just want to see what Brock Purdy is in a pressure cooker Because what happened when the run game is away? You got to beat this drop back. You got to win with your arm. To me, I still don't know if Brock Purdy is a win with your arm. Two. I also don't know when Brock Purdy gets that bag, when Brock Purdy gets a bag and you can't afford the God Squad anymore, who does this guy become? And so y'all want me to get behind Brock Purdy and have all my favorite.
Talking this year though, Jay.
I just don't.
Nah,
To me, I can't have this blind faith in Brock Purdy and the Niners.
Because if you're selling us out to stop the run, which you say the teams are going to do, that they sell out to stop the run, I think Brock Purdy is good enough to beat them one-on-one.
I just want to say the thing with the Niners and what Dub said earlier about Christian McCaffrey kind of establishing their run game, which helps Brock Purdy, right? So the teams that the Niners have played, their run defense, the Pittsburgh Steelers, 4th worst in the league. All right, we got the Giants. Yeah, we got the Giants. 7th.
Never thought I'd be able to say that about
Giants, 7th worst in the league. Arizona, 8th worst in the league. The one time they went against the Rams, who were the 14th best, right? Let's go look at the numbers, right? People just look at Christian McCaffrey.
Let them look at the numbers.
People look at it, they'll say 20 carries, 160 yards. But people forget. He had that one play. He had that one play where he ran for 51 yards because of a Rams breakdown.
You fuck out of here, Jimmy.
No, listen. You take away that 51. Hold on. I'm not done. Hold on. Listen. You take away that 51-yard run. He had 19 carries. He had 19 carries for about 68 yards. The run game struggled, and with that, it was a close game. Brock Purdy in the red zone.
And who won? It was a close game.
Yes,
it was a close game.
The Niners won. 100%. The Niners won. Hold on, listen. They won, but we saw what happens when you can limit the run game. The struggles that Brock Purdy had in the red zone, he struggled. They won the game, and now we get to offense like the Cowboys.
Did you watch that game, Jalen?
Right, what I'm saying. So the Cowboys, yeah.
Jalen's way better at football than basketball.
What else? Hold on. How did they win that game, Jalen? How did they win that game? How did they win that game?
The Niners beat the Rams.
So can I? No. So
how did the Niners win that game, Jalen?
Jalen, how did
Samuel? I think Debo Samuel saved them. That's why.
What?
So
Debo Samuel.
Debo. It had nothing to do with the defense.
Exactly. This is my point. I'm talking about one side of the ball, and then not saying they have a great defense.
Puka was killing them. Puka was killing them all game.
Oh my God.
Puka was
And
killing
when
them
it
all
mattered
game.
most, what happened?
They was getting a lot of Rams. They showed that they were vulnerable, though. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're going to go 1-1 against the Rams this year, though. They are.
J-Rob said, no one is saying the Niners aren't a great team and one of the Super Bowl favorites. But y'all act like they got Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Ronnie like they back in the day.
Deion on the
It's not
team.
that.
Deion Sanders on the team.
It's not that.
Terrell
Owens.
like, stop it.
And I do need people to understand the reason. To Jalen's point, the offense wasn't that potent, even with a 14th ranked rush defense. In the second half, what really won them that game was the defense stepping up. But the offense, they was having 3 and outs, 5 plays
to their credit,
and not playing great. But this is the point. A lot of people gassed up this high potency of the 49ers offense, and a 14th rush ranked defense was actually able to contain that. And the reason they were able to overcome that game was because Matthew Stafford kept gambling the rock, and threw some picks that put them in good field position.
And what is caveat y'all making? Well, because Matthew Stafford started gambling with the rock, y'all don't give no credit to the defense. Y'all up here saying,
bro,
no, you
we know they're a good team. We know they're.
I'm saying they were struggling. The offense was even struggling.
Every team is going to struggle.
You bitch.
Has the Eagles been struggling on offense to some degree?
No.
Whoa.
They haven't?
No. The Eagles offense hasn't struggled this year?
They struggled against the.
You're lying.
They struggled against the. They struggled against the Patriots. They struggled against the Patriots. That's it.
Not really, bro.
Okay, what is the Patriots ranked? Let's bring up their. You know what I'm saying?
They're great. They're a good defense. What?
No, I said, what's their ranks?
Let's check it right now.
The Patriots are usually.
Bro, the Eagles pass game has been suspect all year. What are we talking about?
Pass game?
Yes.
Hold on. Patriots top 10 in rushing defense. Give them that.
Right.
Let's go passing defense with their pass defense.
Patriots are top. Patriots are around top 10 in passing defense as well.
Yeah, they're top 10.
Like
top 10.
Yeah, okay. I thought they were a little worse than that.
No, look up the Vikings.
Can I say that?
Pass defense.
Go ahead.
Even with Jalen Hurts being a terror. No, wait. Even with Jalen Hurts. Wait. No, wait. He wants to bring up the Vikings game. Even with Jalen Hurts being a terrorist out there, he was still torching the defense.
No, he wasn't. They was
What are you
just running the
talking
ball
about?
all game. What are we talking
Okay,
about?
hold on.
Please. He could
He
not
he threw the ball literally only 23 times. He only did he only incompleted 5 passes. That's it.
He wasn't throwing the ball down.
Jalen Hurts.
He did throw the ball downfield. He threw the ball down
a few times. And when it came down, the reason why
you don't watch the game.
The time I was on stop. I was on a cruise watching this shit. They weren't sitting. Yes, I was. Watch this. I'm gonna cook y'all right here with this. It's common sense. If the run game is working, we're going to be going. But the times where they needed Jalen Hurts and them to throw the ball, they were cooking that shit majority of the time. Even with Jalen Hurts missing reads, he was still cooking that defense to Devontae Smith, at times to A.J. Brown towards the second half. After he got yelled at, he started throwing that shit to A.J. Brown, and then Swift was running the ball as well. That's how we beat them.
One big play. Jalen Hurts started the game trying to throw the ball downfield. They couldn't. Then they just started running the ball. That is what happened.
Even on third down. Jalen Hurts has not been good so far. He's been okay.
Here's my thing.
It was good against the Commanders. Come on.
He was good against the Commanders.
So Jalen Hurts didn't have a 50-yard pass in the beginning of the game, literally in the first drive?
No, he had that.
Okay, then.
Yeah, he had a big play. Like I said.
If you
close this out, Grant, because I want to get to this next topic, and then
the only thing I will say really quick about the Eagles, I think with Jalen Hurts, I think if you look at what he's been playing, like in that game, I think from what I remember, he was 18 for 23, and he had 193 yards and a touchdown. I think that's solid. I think the problem is, I think a lot of people think with the Eagles, they think they're going to have some games. I think this is a solid Eagles team, but I think the problem is people are looking at this Eagles team and thinking Jalen Hurts is bad because they think they had that, because they're still going back to that first game where he struggled against New England. You have to understand, we're in week 4. They got a whole season to finish. So people got to chill out on the Eagles because they're playing solid football right now. Not every game they play this season is going to be a complete blowout game. At the end of the day, we have to understand that with the Eagles, with the pieces they have on that team, if they can make the proper connections and they're able to make the right plays on the field, this team, in honesty, I think this team can win a Super Bowl with the talent they have on this squad. So
I agree. But
we just have to get
early. We got it early. We'll bring it up later. We're gonna get back to it because we only got 13 now. So the next topic is obviously, we've been pushing the CJ Stroud hype chain crazy the last few weeks. Where he ranks as the quarterbacks in the league right now. Who would you rather have over him? But something interesting came up to me when I was just doing research for topics. And so CJ Stroud in the Texans right now, to me, look like they could potentially be a wild card, but potentially a division winner. I want to give you the next. So currently the Texans are 2-2 in the year, but I want to give you their next 6 to 8 games. And you tell me, and y'all tell me, what ceiling can you see? Can you see a situation where the Texans win the division? So I'm going to give you their last few games. So this weekend, they have the Falcons. Week after is the Saints. The week after is the Panthers. The week after that is the Buccaneers. They have the Bengals, Cardinals, and then they play the Jaguars again, 11-26. So the ceiling what is your ceiling for this Texans team? Is there a chance that we may potentially be seeing a new power in the AFC in Houston?
8-9.
Looking at it now, majority of those teams that you said, they could dead win. Like all that NFC South shit, they can win all. They can literally win all. Bengals win if Joe Burrow come back and he's actually fully healthy. It's gonna be a hard one.
They beat us for sure.
Yeah, I forgot.
They beat us for sure. And I'm rooting.
They can beat the Cardinals. They can beat the Cardinals. It's like that. That's like an 8. Like what earlier said, 8-9. I'm gonna say this now. He do that. He keep playing like this. He better than y'all generational talent.
Facts.
He better than him.
Facts.
I like CJ Stroud. I'll just say this real quick. CJ Stroud, like when we was talking about on the last couple episodes, I haven't watched a lot of Houston's games, but I was watching some CJ Stroud stuff, and he checks all the boxes, bro. He's throwing with anticipation. He's throwing with accuracy. Not only is he throwing with accuracy, his ball placement has been very good. Like, you know what I'm saying? If the corner or in the zone, he's hitting those spots in between. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's putting it on the back shoulder or he's putting it on the front shoulder, wherever the ball needs to be. So I think CJ Stroud is is really him, and he could be a great quarterback in this league. I gotta watch more Texans to see where they really at. We'll see in the next couple of weeks, but I don't know about him.
I know them Uncle Toms right now is punching the air over CJ Stroud right now. Yeah,
I think he's top 10 in the league right now.
Uncle Ruckus is mad right now about CJ. Go ahead.
Man.
Go ahead.
So I feel like the upside. I'm with the upside because there's a lot of things that I like on that team, of course, as well.
Facts, me too.
But I will say this though: the AFC South in general, we don't even know who really is going to be that team. Titans, how the Titans destroyed
let him
the
go.
Eagles was very eye-opening. They're like, okay, maybe we can open up this pass game. Maybe we could open it up a little bit because we know the defense is elite. The Jaguars, this Bills game coming up is a very big test for the
Facts.
Jaguars.
Facts.
It's going to be huge. And then let's not forget the other young quarterback in the division. The Colts and AR-15 are
JT back.
And then JT back. That's what I'm saying. So if that run game gets even more dominant,
it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close.
That's what I said. We don't know yet, bro.
Oh, you can find yourself in a situation. I hate to say this, y'all. Y'all generational talent. Sunshine can find himself in a situation where they are the last team in the division, bro. And not because they're whack or anything, but bro, they might lose. Bro, them division games are gonna come down to like 7 and 3 points, all of them, bro.
And J-Rob, you know what it was though? Because we said this because I don't know why every year, even though the roster for the Titans doesn't look pleasing, Mike Vrabel, that's like damn near. He's almost probably a top. He's a damn good coach. No matter who he has. I know we don't like Ryan Tannehill. They're going to win games. I don't know why we thought the Titans weren't going to be competitive. That's going to be competitive. We already said that the coach is the best situation for AR-15. And without JT, he's been balling. And he just came back balling off of the concussion. Now he got JT.
Yeah, he cooking.
Now CJ Stroud. I mean, I told everybody. The Texans
Me too.
Bad. I told y'all this.
I said CJ Stroud should have been the pick before Bryce, man. I said it.
I wasn't Tank Dell's the truth.
I did though, but I'm biased. It was biased. I'm an Ohio State fan. It was biased.
I wasn't expecting
It's so hard, man.
That's a no-brainer.
Doing that on the field.
Yo, G baby, you could come up here and
G-Bot, pull up.
But he's doomed. He's doomed. Your generational talent is doomed right now, bro.
As a Panthers fan, I will be rooting. I will be wearing a CJ Stroud jersey when I watch that game rooting against Bryce. That's one. Two. I think that
slander.
He's terrible. I want to see the Stroud. So here's my thing. I feel like the CJ Stroud is legit. I always lose legit. Watch my house say no legit. But I do think that we are underestimating. The Colts are in dog fights every day. That Colts team is actually
it's a good team too. I'm with you.
I'm
with you.
That
I'm with
Colts
you, brother.
team is actually legit. They get the Forrest Buckner gets at it, dog. That Colts team when they came back versus the Rams, like it's no way the Rams should have been in overtime. Like that team is a grit and grime team that can easily win 10 games.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
And when AR starts to get in his groove and when JT's back, it's going to be a problem. I got the Colts in that division. For me,
we gotta respect.
I'm gonna say, you know what's actually I'm really curious about earlier. I'm glad that you brought that up because you're talking about the pieces. Y'all know Houston and Indianapolis, because these two young quarterbacks is going to be a free agent destination. Mike Evans is going to be free. Brian Burns is about to be free. All these top free agents. Yeah, Tay Adams is gonna probably request it. All these young,
and they got the money.
Yeah, they got the money.
But they got plenty of it.
Both of them rosters are what? Both of them rosters are very
young as hell.
So you can bring in one or two pieces is a complete needle mover for a team. After Chiefs about bringing in Chiefs defense when they won the Super Bowl about bringing in Honey Badger, what he did for that defense just as a piece. You know what I'm saying? So I think and in Houston, remember y'all, no income tax in Texas, baby. Them Houston, Texas is going to be a free agent hotspot. Remember, them Texas teams, them teams in the NFL with no income, always going to be hot destinations for the NFL.
They got that
don't guarantee money,
man.
Right? It's a team that don't guarantee money.
I was showing it here in the sense that I think you can make a case for every team.
G-Bot, you don't got a webcam, G-Bot? Oh, yeah, you need to show that face, G-Bot. I got a certain level of way I run things around here, cuz.
Hey, no, you're right. I just want to come up here for a couple minutes because I'm about to go to work soon. I just heard some BS, man. So I just
go ahead. The floor is yours. The floor is yours.
So real quick, I'm a L9 to 5 for real. But I'm gonna tell y'all this. So first off, I like Houston. I really do. J-Rob, I've told you multiple times. Only thing I was worried about was that Houston curse. That's all I was worried about. But I rock with Houston. I like CJ Tank. I like all them boys. But I'm just saying, Trent for the past couple weeks, he always bringing up all his context for his team.
Respect,
But
Marley,
when the Jags have 6 drops, 6 wide open drops that ain't got nothing to do with T-Law, we just ignore it. But it's okay because I know what I be on, right? So this is all I'm gonna say.
WG baby.
Hey, so all I'm gonna say
WG daddy
is hey, look, we about to start week 5. We're good. Hey, it's going to be a lot more competitive than I thought. I will concede that. The AFC South is going to be more competitive.
The AFC South got competitive in 1 year.
Hey, you right. It did. But guess what?
Where's G-Baby at right now? G-Baby, where are you, bro?
G-Baby, can we keep it a buck? G-Baby, can we start keeping a buck? QB is a winning is a QB stat because AR and CJ pulled up. AR and CJ pulled up. 2 quarterbacks pulled up now.
If you look at the division standings right now, every single
I don't want to get into
look at this. Every single team in the division.
Hold on, Grant. Let G Baby finish up.
Because I'm gonna just say, look, y'all think just because you think just because T-Law had a couple games where people was dropping passes, y'all thought I was about to hop off that, man? It's still a generational talent, man. It's still that generation time. They're going to be fine.
Well, with that being said, G Baby. With that being said, G Baby, we got 4 minutes, so let's kick this thing off. We're gonna set the tone for you because you gotta go. Who wins tonight? Bears, Commanders. Score. Winner and score.
viewers.
I'll say Commanders just because they got the better defense, I guess. Okay. But I'm not sold on either of them.
Okay, I like it. Grant, winner or loser? Score Thursday night.
Bro, the Bears, I've given up on the Bears at this point. It's not even funny, and I don't even really understand. I was sitting here trying to defend Justin Fields, but after last week, I just don't know what they can do at this point. I think it's going to be a close game still, but I think it's going to be a shootout. I got it like 34-31 Commanders.
Go ahead, Shonen. I like it. I like the shootout. I think that too. Go ahead, Shonen.
Hey man, last week I said the Bears are going to beat the Broncos, and I was so.
We was close. Now we was close. We was close.
I was like, and then it just fell apart. And now they play the Washington Commanders, who has been looking so good this year. Their defense been looking good, and that offense with the enemy, bro. I'm sorry, the Bears about to get smacked. It's gonna be nasty.
Go, Jalen. Who's your winner tonight? Oh, actually, give me your score, Shonen. Score.
All right, let's say. Hey man, it might be like 28-10. There we go.
Man. Okay, 28-10 Commanders. Go ahead, Jalen.
Yeah, I got the Commanders today. I think Brian Robinson Jr. just will be his first 100-yard game. I don't think he's had one yet this season. I think this will be kind of his coming out party. With Justin Fields, I'm interested to see how good Justin Fields looked. Had the game of his life essentially last game. If he comes out again and has a decent game, we can start talking about Justin Fields and see what it is. But if he comes out and has, a touchdown, 3 interception game or something like that, it's all right. I think we know who he is.
Go ahead, Trent. What's your score? Give us a score, Jalen. Scores. We need scores.
Give me 28-17.
Like it.
All right. So outside of the divisional game, Sam Howell hasn't been good, but they playing the Bears, who I just think now. I thought they was gonna turn around the corner last week. It's over with. They just they go the top 2 picks. I just go Commanders 28-17.
I will say Sam Howell in that last drive against the Eagles when they tied that game looked like a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Hey, can you tell Trent to stop hating on Washington Commanders quarterbacks because he do this all the time?
Wait.
He is right though with Sam Howell. He is right.
Early. Who's your winner? Who's your winner and loser tonight?
First and foremost, Jaden, he got 200 yards. And again, 1802 Q Street, Southeast Washington, D.C. I'm a D.C. baby, so don't even play me like that. Why would you even talk to me like that? Man?
They said you from the county.
Man, stop it. 1802 Q Street by Kramer off Good Hope. I'm a Southeast baby. Stop playing.
Okay. So you got the Commanders then.
All day, every day, 31-17.
31-17 Commanders.
And maybe Terry McLuhan on my fantasy team might get some points.
Okay. Oh. All right. Well, before we close the show, we got a minute left. First, I want to say, chat, we appreciate y'all for coming through. Guys, I appreciate y'all for pulling up as always. And the last thing I'm going to say is my pick for the night. The Bears. I'm taking the Bears tonight to get their first win of the season. I think Justin Fields is going to have a 300-yard passing game, 3 touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 2 in the air. It's going to be he's going to pick up he's going to pick up where he left off last week. I still think Justin Fields has all the potential in the world. I think he is better than Daniel Jones. I think if you put him on the Falcons, if you put him on the Broncos, they are better teams right away. And with that being said, I'm still copping that plea for Justin Fields because he can pass the ball and he can run the football and he's a dog. So with that being said, give me the Bears. Give me the Bears in a 35-28 victory.
Bears are putting up 35 points?
Picking up where he left off was blowing the 28-7 lead, right?
Shut up.
I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Bro,
listen, you want me to get behind your guy, okay? You want me to get behind his generational talent?
Ain't sweet.
And all I know is
they ain't sweet over
you telling me to get behind his generational talent, and all I'm thinking about is what's CJ and the boys doing?
I will say this: a coach that needs to be fired, bro. That Eberflus needs to be gone, bro.